The scientific name of Spider-Lamb syndrome is hereditary chondrodysplasia. Spider-Lamb syndrome has been around since the 1950s and is most common in the Suffolk breed. This genetic mutation is starting to become more common in the Hampshire breed. Spider-Leg syndrome is when the bone is converted into cartilage. Okay, Frankie, let's go check our sheep today.
All right. It's okay, sheep.
Do you notice if any of them look any different?
Oh my gosh. What's wrong with that one?
Symptoms in lambs can vary. One symptom is that lambs are oftentimes abnormal during birth and they most likely won't be able to stand up. They can also appear normal after birth and develop symptoms between 2 and 6 weeks. Commonly, spider lambs have an abnormal amount of cartilage. They commonly tend to have legs that bow out just below the front knees. They can also happen in the rear legs below the hock. Some other defects can involve facial deformities and even spinal issues.
I don't know. We better call our vet.
All right, you got it.
Hi, Vet Haley. We need you to come out and look at our sheep. Is there any way you could stop out? Okay, we'll see you soon.
Oh my.
Spider-Lamb syndrome is prevalent in flocks of purebred Hampshire and Suffolk sheep. In commercial non-purebred flocks, it has prevalence when producers use Brocklface ewes as replacement ewes. Spider-Lamb syndrome was first discovered in the 1950s and has been prevalent at various times since then. Although it is most commonly found in Suffolk and Hampshire herds, over the past few decades it has also been commonly found in crossbred flocks. This is thought to be because of crossbreeding done with these breeds that are common carriers of Spider-Lamb syndrome.
Hello, Vet Haley. My name's Frankie.
Nice to meet you, Frankie.
Caitlin, so glad you could get out so fast.
Me too. What's the problem here today?
Well, we were looking at our sheep earlier and we noticed that one of them's a little off, but we can't figure out what's wrong with it. Can you take a look at it?
All right, let's go.
Let's go this way.
All right, looks like that sheep over there isn't looking so good, guys. I think maybe our first step should be to get a blood test. So let's go ahead and do that.
All right.
Get some blood here. Do you think that's good for a sample?
That ought to be great. Thanks
Okay,
for the help.
perfect.
So how long will it take to get the test back?
The blood test shouldn't take any longer than 24 hours. Then I'll give you guys a call and we can talk about our options.
Excellent.
Hello. I have gotten your results from our blood test the other day out of your farm. And I think what the problem we have is Spider-Lamb syndrome.
Hi, Vet Haley. Oh my gosh, what are we supposed to do now? Depending on the age of the animal and the severity of the case, some can have splints or a tube cast attached to their legs in order to try and correct it. Typically, casts or splints are used for 10 to 14 days or longer, depending on the severity. While the splints are on, you want to make sure that the animal is confined. This ensures that they can properly heal instead of playing around with other sheep and injuring themselves more. Surgery can be done in order to correct this disease. Although there are some options available, lambs that have Spider-Lamb syndrome are usually put down or eventually die due to the fact that they can't access water and feed very easily. They are in extreme amounts of pain. The main way to prevent this from happening is through genetic testing. Rams are usually the ones tested in the flock, so that not as much money is spent on testing ewes. If the ewes are bred to a ram that is not a carrier, then you automatically know to cull her if she produces a spider-leg lamb. Another way to test for spider-leg carriers is to do multiple matings to the suspect. If they produce spider-lamb, then you know that they are a carrier. The issue with this is that it takes more time and money rather than just doing the genetic testing.
Autosomal recessive is the mode of inheritance for Spider-Lamb syndrome. This is a trait that can be found in both male and female. The simple recessive trait is controlled by just one pair of genes. If big S equals dominant and a little s equals recessive, in order for a lamb to show the phenotype of spider lamb syndrome, it must carry both recessive alleles, SS. Little s, little s. That concludes that each parent must be a carrier of the gene.
Spider-lamb syndrome is relevant to the sheep industry because it has an effect on sheep production. Lambs that are affected are unable to get up and receive the proper nourishment that is required to survive. When lambs are unable to function, they cannot survive. The end result of spider-lamb syndrome is usually death and is obviously very detrimental to the producer. Spider-lamb syndrome has relevance to the sheep industry because it affects the overall net profit of sheep production when lambs die or are ill.
Thank you for watching.